Hey, what's up guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of Project Tranmere, and yet again, I get to say that it's a pretty big episode. In our second season in the Premier League, we find ourselves in the drop zone with 8 games left to go. It has been a 14-month collapse from February of last year, where we found ourselves in 10th in the league table, to not winning a game over the course of our final 3 months of the season, to making some changes in the offseason, and still struggling to find success no matter what we have done. And that leads us to today. The pressure is on. Either we are going to escape, or we are going to find ourselves back in the championship next season. Time will tell how this goes down. A look at the schedule ahead, though. It is not easy. Everton's a tough game. I'd like to think we could beat Southampton. Arsenal's a tough game. We should be able to beat Palace. They're just outside of the drop zone, but then we have to play Manchester City, which is going to be nearly impossible. We play Brighton, who also find themselves in the drop zone. That should be a winnable game. Wolves, we should be able to win, and then we end the season against Tottenham. It's not going to be an easy task. And looking ahead, specifically if we are playing a team like Everton, who currently find themselves 3rd in the league table, by the way, which is absurd, but that is where they are. It's going to be so tough. So as far as the squad and the direction and the strategy that we're taking into this game, number one, it is not this squad. Of course, EA has managed to do their little shenanigans as far as messing up the lineup, which I still don't understand how this hasn't been fixed. Come on, EA, it's pure laziness on your part. But this is the squad that we're going to take into the game, mainly because we do have some fitness concerns, including O'Leary and Montandon. But it is going to be Meier, Sanchez, and Kelly, Johannessen, Lunde, Medved, Villalba, Altonen, Wilson, and Wright. Dragojevic between the sticks. Of course, we're looking for a more defensive approach. Just try to drag out a point at the very least. It's a more defensive, and of course, as I've done throughout the season, conservative interceptions to try and have people not exactly waste what little stamina they have, because that's clearly a very big issue with the squad and has been pretty much ever since last February. That's the weird thing about this, man, is we tried everything in February, after February of last year where that collapse started, to get that team sparked, and it couldn't happen. So we try the changes in terms of playing people where they're more suited. That really hasn't worked. It's just been an absolutely brutal collapse. And if we look at our ratings for this game, 80, 78, and 78 with an 83 keeper, we are going up against third-placed Everton, 82, 79, 81 with an 86 keeper. Is this a winnable game? Probably not. Probably not. They obviously have some weak spots in their lineup, but there's no guarantees that that is who they are going to run with for sure. The AI could change it, but they're in 3rd place for a reason. We're going to stay live for this entire episode, the final 8 games of the season, and this is our first opportunity. They are in tremendous form, having scored 10 goals in their last 3 games. Can we get things started off on the right foot with the victory to hopefully, again, escape the drop zone and avoid disaster? As we do score, but they score immediately after. It's Lunde with the goal. As we reach halftime, still tied up at 1, and Onyekuru gets his 2nd of the game. Is there a late goal to take a point? Please, Christian Pulisic scores. 5 at the back does not help us. 3 goals for the Blues, and that is devastating, especially if I believe it was Fulham, who were directly ahead of us, managed to get the win. Paraguay, you can kick rocks, although let's be honest, that might be the only way I save my job here. Fulham have not played yet. We need them to lose desperately. If Fulham do not lose, we would then be 5 points back of Palace, and that becomes a lot bigger of an obstacle to climb, a lot tougher of a challenge. Oh boy. All right, as far as training is concerned, again, there is the strategy of just training up some of our top guys and also still trying to get some of the players over the hump in terms of getting them to that higher overall. And, I mean, the short pass for Montandon really doesn't need to go any higher. It could, though. So, screw it. We'll train it up. Why not? Make him a little bit more dangerous. He should be in for the next game. Ryu Tabuchi. Let's go ahead and train him up as well now that we've signed him. As far as what happens with him and Bram de Graaf, I'm not entirely sure. It depends on what the situation is heading into next season, really, as far as what happens with the squad. Shot power can go up for Duarte. Again, not exactly a crucial stat, but still we'll train it up for the moment. And Joaquin Guzman, is there anything? Vision. We'll look to get his vision up there. So, see what we can do. Tabucchi and de Graaf each go up to the next overall point, which is nice, although doesn't exactly help us out all that much. But let's be honest, there's 7 games left this season. There's not going to be a whole hell of a lot we can do. Let's see if Fulham managed to get the win. They got a point. I do believe they got a point. I think they were on 27 from what I saw. That really hurts. And the strategy now of do we be defensive or do we be more aggressive against Southampton? That's the question. We are 4 points back. And I honestly don't know. I didn't even want to hit short loan there. I thought it was going to go over to 2. I hit the wrong way. That's fine. Oh, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. We get a loan offer for Tabucchi. Of course, I've tried to do the trick that everybody knows, at least for those who play this game, negotiating, delegating, this and that, and just nothing works for me. Everything still gets rejected because, of course, I'm the fool who's playing this on 360. On 360, I've been playing a lot of 360 lately. I'm the fool who's been playing this on Xbox One as opposed to on PC, where, community modding makes the game that much better. So we're 4 points back of Fulham, in desperate need of a victory here against Southampton, and I just can't help but wonder, is 5 at the back the way to go in terms of who plays where? We got to roll with our best overalls, I think. At the very least, we roll with our best overalls. So, let's get Morgan into the midfield. We'll play Anderson out on the right, even though it's not a natural position for him. Montandon up top. And we'll see what else we can look to do here. So the good thing is O'Leary will be back in. And I think Harrison Wright will stay on the outside. I kind of want to get Galeano into the lineup, but I just don't see how that's going to happen. Kelly, you're going to be out for Duarte. Like I said, I think I'm just solely going to go off of overalls here. And just hope for the best, man. Just really hope for the best. The other move that could be done here would be to take out Johannessen and put Galeano up top in more of a sweeper role. He does have the height, and you know what? Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. And in terms of instructions for Galeano, I don't necessarily want to say join the attack, but it could be done. So many different options, and the problem is nothing we've done in terms of tinkering has worked. Some would say, a lot would say it's just made it worse. I defend myself a little bit in that regard, saying, I don't really think it's mattered because we've tried everything that we could have possibly done. But we still have time to dig ourselves out of the situation. So Arne will be in, and I think that, if we're going to win, we got to hope that this squad is the one that can do it. I think we're going to stay with the 5 at the back formation. Montandon scored, I believe he's still our leading scorer this season. As far as what we are up against here, let's take a look at Southampton. At this point, 77, 78, and 77. We need to win this. They're still running Fraser Forster in goal. He's down to a 68. Kevin Volland up top, Nathan Redmond. This should be a win. And I'm tempted to say we should go on the attack a little bit more because the fullbacks there are a little bit weaker. Oh, God help us. 5 at the back, man. Come on. On the road. They have 2 goals in their last 3 games, which, to be honest, might be better than us. They are in terrible form, but we're on the road. We need this win, and they are actually running Alex McCarthy between the sticks here. They changed up their lineup a little bit more. It's Meier scores, and Pizarro gets a straight red. This is now a must-win game with them going down to 10 men in the 24th minute. Moritz Meier finally scores. Come on now. Come on, Kevin Volland ties it. We need a goal. We need a goal, please. 10 minutes left. A draw isn't enough. Sanchez. Yes. Horatio Sanchez is the hero in the 87th minute. Oh my God. And that might be the biggest win of the season. Fulham again picks up a point via a draw, but we are very much in the race now. We needed that so badly. Otherwise, it would have been 5 points back of Fulham, and that would have been devastating. What a victory for this squad. Moritz Meier scores. Horatio Sanchez scores, something we have not said a lot this season. We'll actually take a look at what their stat lines have been. Granted, we did recently, but it bears repeating, I'd say, especially after that. So Horatio Sanchez this year, 20 appearances, 5 goals, 6 assists. That's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad, in fairness. And then Moritz Meier has 3 goals, 2 assists in 27 games. And that's been a big part of the problem. Of course, we've played much fewer games this year due to a lack of tournament success. So that's why you're not seeing anything too crazy. And not to mention, we still have 6 games to go. So let's take out Debuchy. Let's take out De Graaf. Guzman. I mean, that training is actually just going to be diminishing returns, so that's fine. Is there anybody else? Kian Breen, he is still injured. Are you close to going up in any way? Not really. What about Jonathan Kelly, who has tremendous free kicks, or at least somewhat tremendous free kicks? Probably one of our best free kick takers. Let's see. Guzman, is there anything we can do to get you up to that next overall without having to be like, all right, let's focus on, stamina for the next 2 or 3 weeks? Jay Morgan, nothing really. Timo Altonen, anything there? He's already just a phenomenal defender. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's not that hard to see when he has that, 95 stand tackle, 99 slide tackle. Why I thought, at 6'2", maybe a better center back. It's not too hard to see why. Harrison Wright, please, with your 99 sprint speed, absolutely rapid. And unfortunately, unless O'Leary, who continues to look like a beast, can improve in any way, 98 crossing for him. I kind of wish he was shorter, because it'd be a waste to not play him at center back at 6'5", just to have that height there. A lot of our defenders are already quite strong, especially in terms of passing. Johannessen, is there anything here? Not really, so we might be focusing on stamina for a couple of players. It's what it's looking like, because I'm not seeing anybody here that we can help push over the edge there. So, right, it might honestly be goalkeeping that we focus on. And it might honestly be Granero, because, I mean, he's going to be our starting keeper next year. There's no doubt about it, just in terms of overall. So let's focus on Granero, and we'll make a decision beyond that as far as who gets focused on. And Montandon, are we allowed to train up the stamina? We are. 51, by the way, which is brutal. It hasn't naturally developed whatsoever, which seems hit or miss this year, because I've had some players naturally, in terms of stamina, develop. Unfortunately, for someone like Montandon, it hasn't happened. We get another loan offer for Diaby, which, I doubt this will go through, but it's worth a shot. And to be honest, this offer with De Graaf, it's going to fall apart anyway, as we are well aware. But that was the short-term offer, which, again, it's going to fall apart. So, 6 games left this season, 2 points back of Fulham, another agreement for the Debuchy loan, which, again, I think will fall apart. And next up, it is Arsenal, who are in the top half of the table. Yeah, the Graf move is falling apart. That's all they ever do. Even if I change it back to, transfer list and that whole deal, it still often doesn't work for me. It sucks. It's annoying. EA, I'd say fix it. But let's be honest, that's not going to happen, is it? You would have fixed it already. It's January. The game comes out in September. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. I was hoping that Fulham would play before our next game so we could see what the situation was. There might be a chance. I doubt they play on Friday, though. Not unless they're late into a tournament, right? So, we still have an opportunity. As it stands, against Southampton, we're in 12th. Arsenal currently in 7th. Pretty much just trying to hold that spot. It would be a miracle if they catch Leicester. I mean, they're 7 points back. It's possible. But more than likely, the top 5 pretty well sorted. But we'll see. Let's take a look at their lineup, and I think we'll more than likely just run the same squad that we did this time out. So let's see what we're going up against. What does the Arsenal squad look like at this point? Keita, who's an absolute monster up front. If that's the actual squad that they run, we might have a chance. But I highly, highly doubt it is, and feel like they're going to be putting better players into that lineup. As far as the youth staff is concerned, again, U.S., Mexico, and Venezuela. We'll be getting reports back relatively soon. Well, we're in the middle of April. So the lineup, I mean, in terms of fitness, we're looking okay. Everyone's feeling relatively good. I think Clarke, we're just going to move you down just as a sign to Granero that, hey, I trust you. Just not yet. I think we leave the squad as is. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is the team. I mean, we barely sneaked out a win against Southampton. Let's see what we can do. Home game against Arsenal. They're in pretty good form. 2 wins in their last 3 over Wigan and West Ham. Can we hold on? And it does look to be a fairly similar squad that we were just looking at. And Maitland-Niles picks up an injury. Not out of the game, though. We're quickly approaching halftime. And we still have the draw. Thiago on a yellow. Johannessen's on for Galeano, which makes sense. 70th. Come on, Sanchez is on. Baldes scores. No. Please. Late goal. Shit. That might do it. A goal in the 78th minute, and we had no response. That is a backbreaker. We are currently 3 points back of Fulham outright. We don't know yet about Palace. That could do it, and now I'm worried about whether or not we change the formation again. Maybe change who's in the lineup in general. I'm scared. I'm scared. I didn't imagine when we were promoted in 3 straight seasons. Obviously, they weren't our first 3 seasons, but when we were promoted in 3 consecutive seasons, I didn't think that after a year of, well, really a half a season of solidarity, that we would be teetering on the line of going back down like we have. Unfortunately, that has been the case, and I don't know how to set up this team right now. I just don't. Formation, personnel, where they play. We're desperate for answers. Crystal Palace managed to win as well. Actually, I think in fairness, they drew. They were on 29 points to begin with. So we'll see what happens on that front. Fulham and Palace are still catchable, but if we lose this next game, we are probably done. More than likely, if we lose this next game, I think our season's over. And that's a scary, scary thought. Because again, after Palace, we have Man City coming up. This has to be a win. The total jump in points to be able to get that much closer to catching Palace and jumping them, this is it. This is the one that we have to win. This is our FA Cup final this year. We have to win this game. No ifs, ands, or buts. If we lose this game, we are screwed. Granero's up to an 85. More than likely, he will be the starting keeper in this next game, although Dragojevic has been fine. We need to win this game. Palace have played an extra game. They're on 33 points. Fulham are only 3 points clear. So we have 2 games on Fulham. And actually, Fulham are 4 points clear. Brighton have jumped us, but they've played a game. We have 2 games at hand on Fulham. It's up to us. If we win, we can escape this. But we have to win. And I honestly don't know if we will. Oh boy, is there anybody from the U.S. worth picking up? Mathis, probably not. Cohen Wolf for now. We actually have to double check the Youth Academy. Anthony Williams from the States is looking pretty good. Obviously, Oliver Allen, the Aussie, will be dropped. Larry Gordson will be dropped. Cristobal Cortez, obviously, will be released. Ethan Kerr. Do we have anybody else? Fausto Velasquez. That should be fine for now. So in terms of signings, Jesus Christ, Justin Haber. Haber. Regardless, we're signing him. Probably a center back at 6'4". Although, knowing how this game works, probably a right back. Eric Park will sign for now, and Cohen Wolf as well. So a couple of big additions who, to be honest, could end up being that much more important than I would like to say that they're going to be if we get relegated. Let's see. Anybody here from Mexico? That is it. Nobody else there. And Venezuela. 71-91. Gallardo. Not going to sign him. Yes, I am for now. Fabricio Vera will sign. Emigdio Fuentes. I know I botched that, but, you know, I tried. And that's all that matters. Is there anyone with a clearly low potential? The answer is no. So right now we're looking for someone like Danilo Ortiz, who is probably worth training up, but we do already have other keepers out there on loan who are better, including Meier, call him what you will. And the good thing is Fuentes is the only guy left that we have to sign. So that's taken care of. As far as where we're going next, again, I think in terms of the whole world tour approach, we will continue to try and get South America out of the way, the Americas in general. So next up, it will be Colombia. Probably Peru and Ecuador, just to get northern South America out of the way. And then, of course, it'll be back over to the other side of the globe as we continue to look. Let's go Peru, and again, Ecuador will be the other one, just to continue to try and find random spots, random places, random names, random faces. So, you know, it'll be fine. Good old Ecuador. Gotta make sure I don't misspell it. People will call me out. Crystal Palace. They are 6 points clear of us. More than that. That's right, I keep forgetting we're not Brighton. They're 7 points clear of us with a game at hand. We're not going to catch them, more than likely. We have to catch Fulham. As far as the team is concerned, I don't know. I do want to take a look at their squad to see what they've been rolling with. 78, 75, 78. If we cannot beat this team, we don't deserve to stay up. And it's just a question of whether or not we go on the attack. Do we go on the attack, or do we stay with this more defensive formation? I genuinely don't know. Fuck, I mean, again, it was the 4-3-3 that we were finding a lot of success with. Early on. Do we attack? You know what? I'm not gonna have the team sit back and die. We're gonna go for it. And if we can't defend, then so be it. But again, we are not going to sit back and die. We are going to fight. And if we fall short, so be it. But we're going out on our shield, at the very least. We're gonna just go for it. If we have to win games 4-3, so be it. And again, I think I'm gonna base this solely off of overall more than anything else. So we'll see how this goes. Granero is getting the opportunity. Prove to me that you are the player of the future for us. I think we're going to play Galeano in the middle with probably O'Leary. I really do want to play Galeano. He does have a 4-star weak foot. So does Medved. Fuck it. Galeano, you're going right back. Fuck it. Let's see how that works out for us, because he is a wonderful free kick taker, and that might work out for us. So to Harrison Wright, I do apologize. Let's go with the front three of Meier, Montandon, Anderson. In the midfield, let's go with Altonen, Duarte, and Morgan. And I think that'll be all right. So Sanchez isn't going to get into the lineup. Cordoba's not going to get into the lineup. But that's okay. So let's get Jonathan Kelly in on the bench. We have a wing, attacking midfielder. I think we're good. I think we're good as far as personnel on the bench in terms of every position, actually. I think that's the way to do it. We're going to try like hell to go out on our shield at this point. So we're still going to have a more defensive style for the sake of trying to keep the stamina drain to a minimum, including possession, as opposed to going long ball or fast build up. Although, again, long ball I don't necessarily just want to waste stamina, so maybe fast build up would be the best way to go. I think we're going to go fast build up here, just to try and stay true to a counter-attacking style. And again, as far as setting this up, we're going to try to, again, minimize the stamina drain, and we'll go conservative, so that'll be fine. What he does from there, I don't really care. Montandon, again, do whatever the hell you want. Normally, of course, if I'm playing the games, I have the way I'd prefer to set this up, but for now, it's like, all right, just aside from these main points, I don't give a shit. Duarte can be on basic defensive, go free roam and conservative. Altonen will have balanced, which is fine. Again, conservative, free roam, cover the center. Yeah, let's go cover the center there. And Morgan for sure, get forward, conservative, free roam works, cover the center. All right, Medved, you can move forward if you want to. Let's be a little bit conservative about it. Wilson, O'Leary, and Galeano. As far as roles are concerned, Meier, still our captain for now. We actually have a couple of good free kick takers. Galeano, though, with that ridiculous curve. In fairness, Montandon's not bad either. Let's go. I think we might put Galeano on corners, perhaps. Let's go with Montandon there. Duarte. I actually didn't realize Montandon and Duarte were as good as they were. And they're both ridiculous. Penalty taker. Can't really say we have one defined penalty taker. I think it's going to be Duarte. And let's. I'm gonna put Galeano on both corners. That way we have both Montandon and Duarte. Fuck me. All right, we're good. We're back. We fixed it. Solid disruption. Let's play Palace. Let's see if this works. One win in their last 3 games, but they're on a decent little point streak. They have a 68 overall goalkeeper. If our front 3 cannot find the back of the net, we don't deserve to win. They get a goal in the 21st minute from Hernandez, and that is extremely problematic as we hit halftime. Johannessen scores, of all people, off the bench for Galeano at right back. We need another goal, man. 20 minutes left. We need a goal, please. 10 minutes left. Meier, Montandon, somebody step up. We do get a point at the very least, but that is more than likely not going to be enough to pull this off. We are currently 3 points back with a game at hand on Fulham. We have the opportunity to tie them in terms of points at best. The problem is, our next game is against a player of the month, Leroy Sané, and Manchester City. And I don't know how well this attacking strategy is going to work. We pointed it out. We needed to get the wins against teams like Palace. We get a draw. And that, I think that's going to do it, man. I just don't know. City, Spurs, I think we're screwed. I think we're screwed for one reason or another. No matter what we've tried, this team has not clicked over the past 15 months now. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We're going to run the same exact squad. Let's see what we can do against Manchester City, who we know are near the top of the table, if not at the top of the table. Jesus Christ, we're so screwed. There's no way. If we can get a draw here, that would be massive, but we need a win. We need a win to tie Fulham. So just go for it. See what happens. They recently lost to Atletico Madrid, I would imagine, in the Champions League. We're on the road as well. Oh, boy. All right, Sane scores. Meier scores. Jesus scores. All right, 3 goals in 4 minutes. Solid. It was looking positive, and then it wasn't looking positive. It was looking okay, and then, yeah, it went back down. 30 minutes left. We need another goal. God help us. 10 minutes left. Jesus on the penalty. 3-1 final. And that might be the last nail in the coffin for Tranmere Rovers in the Premier League. That might do it. We're currently in 19th. 3 games left this season. And we are a win back of Fulham. An opportunity with 2 games at hand goes to waste. A draw against Palace. A loss against City. 3 games left. Again, it is Brighton, Wolves, and Spurs. We need to win 2 out of 3. If we drop points to Brighton and Wolves, it's over. Bottom line, it's over. They are must-win games, or our time in the Premier League's done. Our season's over. Like, this is it. Fulham 2 points ahead of Brighton still. I mean, this is huge for Brighton as well. This might be the game that saves them. Fulham lost. Fulham lost. You have no idea how much I want to play this just to save us. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to. It's down to this team to drag themselves out of this mess. We know they can be successful without me controlling them. Or can they in the Premier League? The squad stays the same. This is it. We need to win. If we lose to Brighton, our season's over. It has to be a win. It has to be. Divock Origi up top. Christian Walton in goal. Here we go. Will Tranmere Rovers be back in the championship next season? Has our stint in the Premier League ended at just 2 years? Or will this be the win that catapults us above the drop zone and gives us a chance? We give up a goal 5 minutes in to Hauptmann, and they pick up an injury as well that requires a substitution. 10 minutes away from halftime, in desperate need of a goal. We will not find one. Couple of substitutions. Duarte with a yellow card. 30 minutes left. We need a goal, guys. Come on. We need goals. You're set to attack. We need goals. Basuma scores. And Tranmere Rovers are destined to be back in the championship next season. Absolutely devastating. 4 points back of Fulham and Brighton. We have a game at hand on Fulham, but it's Wolves and Spurs. That's it. We've dropped the ball far too much. We've had our opportunities here, and this team, in its current state, just doesn't have it. It looked like we did. We were in, at one point, again, last February, or 15 months ago, we were in 10th. 10th in the league. And now here we are. Barring a miracle, we're going to be relegated, and the game knows it. Barring a miracle, we are going to be relegated. We need to win both games just to have a shot. Fulham and Brighton both need to drop points. We can only finish with a maximum of 33 points. The odds that we survive this, slim to none. And we have to make changes to the squad as well due to stamina concerns. So it's going to be Harrison Wright back in at right back. He's the best right back option for us. And we got no choice but to change some of the players up top as well. So I think more than likely it's going to be Kelly up top, Sanchez, and Guzman. And I'm probably going to take Arne out of the squad. And I'm going to keep... Nah, Anderson, yeah, you've done nothing for us lately. We're going to keep Arne there. I think the midfield three stay the same, despite some stamina concerns. I mean, this is it. If we lose this next game, it's for sure over. It needs to be a win. Duarte is probably a bit too tired. Yeah, Arne is going to come in. Duarte is probably a bit too tired. And as far as, you know what, yeah, let's do it. Let's do the full switch. Let's bring in Cordoba. So the bench is going to be Montandon, Duarte, Altonen, and probably Morgan. You know, yeah, let's just go with Duarte and bring in Anderson. Meier, you killed us this season, man. Let's do it. We need to win. Anything shy of a win is guaranteed relegation, even if we win against this Wolves side. I know I didn't look at the squad, but it doesn't matter. Even if we win against this Wolves side, there's no guarantees that we're staying up. It has to be a win. We have tried everything. Different formations, different setups, different personnel, everything. And nothing has worked. Scoreless at halftime. 0-0, still a score. Screw you. Come on. Guzman scores a penalty. 20 minutes left. 15. 10. 5. We have life. Maybe. Guzman scores the penalty. Will it come down to the final game of the season against Spurs, or are we relegated? We have a chance. We have a fucking chance. Stoke is confirmed safe. It comes down to Fulham, Brighton, and Tranmere Rovers. If either Fulham or Brighton win, we are out. We need them to both drop points. As long as they don't win, even if they draw, we're fine. As long as Fulham and Brighton both, don't win, for lack of a better term, and we can pull off the upset against Spurs, we are staying. Holy shit. It's going to come down to the last day of the season. Jesus. And I don't know what would give us a better chance to win outside of me playing. The thought of watching the game. Holy shit. All right, where are Spurs right now? 7th. Their season's basically over. They're just trying to stay ahead of Arsenal, which, that's a pretty big damn deal to them. Who the hell wanted out of the youth academy? Reece Harris did, didn't he? He did. He was the one. He was the one that wanted out. And this dude wanted out. Jesus Christ. All right, Reece, let's sign you. And we'll obviously sign him because Jesus Christ. Maybe take our eye off the ball for a second here just to look at the 2 new additions. So Harris, at 17, he's a 64. Odds are will eventually be the backup, I would think. Moving forward, next season, Clarke and Dragojevic are probably gone. It's going to be Granero, Meier, and Harris as the project at the moment, I would think. And for Samar Zouabri, 6 foot, medium high, decent pace. To be honest, he might be a little bit better as a left back. With that pace and physicality, he might be a little bit better as a left back than as a center back. But the option's there. I know it's center back, center mid. So that's the debate. Question is here, do Fulham or Brighton play before Sunday? In real life, they wouldn't. In this game, you never quite know. Vera also wants out. It's going to come down to the last day of the season. We have to win. We have to beat Spurs, or we are relegated. 37 games wasn't enough to decide it. I've completely blanked on who wanted out of the youth academy. Again, I think it was Jara. No, it was Vera. Really, Vera wants out? I mean, I know he's a 72. No, I'm not signing you. I know he has a good potential. It's going to take forever to train him up. No, you can go. All right. This game against Spurs. Let's take a look. Our team is going to have to be drastically different, which is fine. Harry Kane still up top. Heung-min Son. Eriksen's still there. Llorente. Davinson Sanchez has become a beast. The 89 center back there. We're up against it. We're the underdogs in this one. And unfortunately, I don't think the real-life strategy of just setting up and trying to hold on is enough. It's not. We need to win. We absolutely need to win. How the hell are we going to pull this off? How the hell are we going to pull this off? It's going to be Moritz Meier up top. Prove it. Prove that you are good enough. You're the reason we're here. One of the reasons why we're here. Get the job done and keep us in the Premier League. We're going to have Altonen and Morgan, I think, round out this lineup. And as far as who the right wing is going to be for this game, probably Sanchez. Probably Sanchez. Jesus. Defensively, I'm all right with the tired O'Leary playing. I mean, again, if we're going solely off of overalls, just to have the most talent that we possibly can, the question of who plays where is certainly there. I want Galeano and Johannessen available. I want Johannessen on the right. O'Leary has to play. Problem is he's a little bit more tired than Johannessen. Who's better between Wilson? Better passing for Johannessen. Let's do it that way. The bench is going to be Wright and Galeano. Striker option. Duarte is fine, even though he's tired. Midfield attacking option, I'm going Breen over Berezovsky. Guzman as the winger replacement. Cordoba as the defensive replacements. If this team can't win, then we're done. We have to win. Fuck. It comes down to this. It's going to be Montandon on all of our free kicks. Potentially on our penalties as well. That's going to be Ovi Anderson. Corners. Let's go with Morgan just because of his height deficiency, as we'll call it. Here we go, guys. Will Tranmere Rovers be a Premier League club next season, or are we going back down to the Championship? Everton's won the FA Cup. For the record, as far as the table is concerned, Manchester United already confirmed champions. The top 5 is locked in. It's just whether or not Chelsea ends up above Liverpool to make it into a Champions League spot. Here we go. Here we go. I wish we could jump in and watch it like hockey, but it would take for fucking ever. Spurs are in amazing form. We have to win just to have a chance to make it. Timo. Moritz Meier scores 5 minutes in. Come on. We need this. An hour to go. Oh my God. Kane picks up a yellow card. We have the lead at halftime. Morgan scores, but Robertson gets it right back. Don't tell me that's Andy Robertson and the Spurs. That would break my fucking heart. We're up 2-1. 20 minutes left. Come on. 10 minutes left. Sanchez with the red card. We fucking beat Spurs on the end. Oh my God. Oh my God, we've beaten Spurs. 2-1. Jay Morgan's the hero. Or is he? what has happened in the other 2 games. Oh my god, step 1 is complete. We actually won. We survive against Spurs. Are we staying up? 3, 2, 1. Are we staying up? Please, please, please! Yes! The Great Escape is complete! On the last day of the season, we beat Spurs! Tranmere Rovers are staying in the Premier League! Do you believe in miracles? 8 wins all year, and it's enough to survive. Fulham lose. Oh my god, Brighton lose. And we've fucking done it. We have survived by the skin of our teeth. Fulham gets stomped by Arsenal. You're welcome. As they finish above Spurs and Brighton lose 1-0 to Watford. We have survived an unbelievable escape on the final day of the season. Tranmere Rovers, still a Premier League club. Oh my god. Oh my god. There is so much that we have to go over in terms of other leagues, stats, and everything. Not now. Next episode will be an in-between season episode where I will show you guys everything you need to know, and we will make a decision as far as how we set up this team, formation-wise, personnel-wise, whether or not we play players in their natural positions or play them where they're best suited. We will decide all of that. We'll take a look around the world at everything else, our player stats for the fucking season. But for now, I want that to be the lasting image. We beat Spurs 2-1 on the last day of the season to avoid relegation. Our next season will be our 3rd season in the Premier League, where again, the goal is simple. Achieve what we wanted to achieve in season 2, and that is be a mid-table club, and to make this work for us. Absolutely unbelievable. First year, we hold in League 2. We finished 23rd out of 24 teams. Season 2, we finished 20th. Season 3, we win the league. Season 4, we win the league. Season 5, we get into the playoffs in the championship and are promoted. Season 6, we avoid relegation in 17th. And now 1 year later, we avoid relegation in 17th. This time, though, we go from having to avoid collapse to having to scratch and crawl and cratch. We cratched our way out. Oh my god. We will be a Premier League club next season.